Hi, it's Kevin Lobates here, and today I have a question to ask all of you because I need your input and opinions, and I'll ask that question in the second half of this video. For the first half, I'll set the context, and the context is NFTs, in particular collectibles and artworks. And the thing about collectibles and artworks is that there is an emotional value attached to them, not just a utility value, and therefore the blockchain that they are deployed on should be significant. In fact, in a LinkedIn post a couple of days ago, I commented that although the Polygon smart contract network is much cheaper to use than the Ethereum one, the fact remains that NFTs on Ethereum are like Gucci sunglasses and NFTs on Polygon are more like Plastibrand sunglasses. I made that brand up. I hope there isn't actually a sunglasses manufacturer called that. So when you are launching an NFT that is a collectible, you have a difficult question to answer, which is if you're going to deploy it, you can choose between a cheap smart contract system, which means that you're not going to be paying much in the way of fees in order to launch the contract and then mint the tokens. But similarly, the resulting tokens probably don't have as much value in the eyes of people as those that are launched on Ethereum. However, the flip side is that launching your contract and tokens on Ethereum is going to cost you a lot of money. And so the problem that I face is that I have completed an NFT smart contract idea, which I think is an interesting one, and I'll be posting about that later. However, it's not cheap. The launching cost on Ethereum for the NFT contract itself is about $300, and the gas cost for minting an NFT token is somewhere in the region of $700 to $800. So for a hobby, it seems a bit extravagant just to push it out there onto Ethereum, and therefore I thought to myself, well, of course I'll go for Polygon. That way, instead of it being hundreds of dollars, we're looking at tens of cents, and I can afford to throw away 20, 30, 50 cents, maybe even $2 on a hobby activity. On the flip side, of course, there is always the small but real possibility that your token project will take off, and therefore if you've put it on the secondary kinds of chains, the ones that don't have the brand recognition that Ethereum has, then the ultimate value that you receive by doing so is not going to be as great, and you may not get the same kind of traction and the same kind of interest that you would if you had launched it all on Ethereum in the first place. And in particular, there is another problem, which is that using the Ethereum mainnet is a lot easier for the average user. And by average user, I mean somebody who does have a MetaMask wallet and a bunch of Ethereum addresses. But to try and get, say, Matic tokens in order to be able to buy stuff on the Polygon network is a bit of a hassle. It's not a trivial thing to do, whereas Ether is commonly known to exist in the cryptocurrency world. People who've heard of Ethereum and Bitcoin know how to get hold of those cryptocurrencies. Trying to get hold of Matic tokens is not so easy. And similarly, well, Binance is a bit easy, but I want to avoid them for personal reasons. So anyway, there's my question. Do you think I should blow $1,000 on launching it on Ethereum? Or do you think I should take the more conservative approach and think that it's just a bit of fun and a bit of an experiment and launch it on Polygon? Or maybe there's another option, which is to start on Polygon, and if it gets some traction, then duplicate it onto Ethereum. Or maybe you can even think of a fourth option. Anyway, I'd be very interested to hear what all of you have to say about this, what your take is. And I think we can have some interesting discussions about values of brands as well, because that is an area that is of interest to me. So that's today's video. I hope you found it interesting. Keep your eyes out for this amazing contract that I'll be launching in the next week or so. And I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.